Congratulations, Santinolaupt, on being the first one in the tavern. You get the best seat in the house. The rest of you will just have to deal with the second best.
Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome back. How are you doing, Sentinel? Congratulations on getting first. As you guys can probably tell, we're going to be returning to the Jurassic Park logs today, and we're going to be looking at those. We're going to be finding out about those. We're going to see what's going on. Everything is energy. Have you had an energy drink today? I'm still in the process of waking up, so I have my morning tea here. I have a sleepy cat being a loaf next to me. No caffeine either, or coffee either. Oh, I I'm getting to a point where like I wake up in the morning and I'm just like I need my morning tea. Give me my morning tea. No one talk to me till I have my morning tea. So I'm starting to get to that point. I really need my tea. But yeah, that's the thing. It's good though. I have some nice tea. That's right. It is late for you though. It is late in the evening. Oh, I don't know why I just thought about this. But in case you guys haven't heard, this like it happened a couple weeks ago. But I know we were like half keeping an eye on the giant straw goat. If you guys haven't heard about it, he took a nap. The goat took a nap. Uh, and people are debating if that counted as being destroyed before the holiday in the new year because like technically, yes, it got destroyed. It just full on face planted. It just took a nap. I love all the drawings that came out of that though. Everyone was just drawing the goat just snoozing, and it was glorious. Anyways, but yeah, no, we're gonna be doing the videos today. We're gonna finish this up. We should have plenty of time to finish that up today. Um, I don't know, depending on how much we pause and how many side rants we go on, we'll see how long it'll be for uh, if we have time to do something after. Because let's face it, I go on side rants, I stop, I talk, I yell. It's a thing. You guys have been here. You guys, if you guys have been here, you guys know about this. But we're gonna go ahead and I don't think I have much to yap about right now. Do I have much to yap about right now? Mm, I don't think I have much to yap about right now. Oh, though I do want to thank you guys for coming on in last night. For those of you who did, I did stream last night on all platforms, and I'm really happy you guys showed up. You guys showed up. A lot of you guys did. I saw a lot of new faces. You guys came in. You guys hung out with me, and I appreciate that. So that it was a really good stream. We had a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of food. So much food. All the food. I swear, one of these days I'm gonna do a cooking stream. I'm gonna find a way to do a cooking stream so we can do like a proper like food stream. You guys aren't allowed to turn me into barley. I'm not starting as a VTuber and then turning into a cooking streamer. You guys are not allowed to do that. Okay? No turning me. Okay, I'll be bold. Let me go get it. There you go. Happy? Are you happy now? You did this to me. You did this. I, I like need to have like a timer to be able to set because that one doesn't have the automatic come back. I could probably set it so like it would automatically come back in the settings on this thing somehow. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, but yeah, no, you guys are not allowed to turn me into Barley. Though it would be cool to go on all the side quests that Barley is going on. If you're not following Barley the Bear, I think it's today. He is flying out to, I want to say it's LA, to go cook again with Baby No Money. And Baby No Money is paying for him to fly out and cook with him. When is the cooking stream gonna be? I have no way to do a cooking stream right now. We would need a better camera. I would need like a little cooking top. I would need so much setup for that. So it I need more support before I can do something like that. But yeah. Like if you guys really wanted it, I could put everything I would need on Throne, but that would be you'd notice how expensive that got. It would get very expensive very fast. So, unfortunately. Right now I have an $11 camera that is probably like I want to say it's over 10 years old. That's what I use. And let me tell you, it's very grainy. It's a miracle it tracks me as good as it does. And while yeah, I do have my like phone cameras and stuff like that. I I don't have any like holders for them. So, I don't have a way to hold them up. Hello, this is not time to headbutt me. You are loved, but this is not the time. The cat is here. Hang on. It's kitty time. Yes. You want attention. I know. You can watch me pet the cat now. Your TV has 3D glasses for it. I remember when there was 3D TVs. Like that was like a huge thing. It was like the next big thing and like all TVs were going to be 3D TVs going forward. That was a thing. And then like the industry was just like, yeah, we're not doing 3D like anything anymore. Like for a hot second, like 3D movies, 3D shows, 3D games. It was like the big thing. But yeah. You don't really see that anymore, which is sort of a shame. Like if done correctly, it can be done really cool. Like really cool. Um and as weird as it sounds, like one of the movies that granted, like I saw it once in 3D and I was on the younger side when I saw it. Was God, it was so long ago. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That movie I saw in 3D. And that movie, like, if I remember correctly, like they did a pretty darn good job with 3D. Like actually like things like looking like they were coming out at you, but granted, it was a long time ago. Memory could be a bit fuzzy on that. And it could just be like I remember it differently than it actually was. And if I remember also correctly, I think Pandora did a good job with being able to really play with depth. of perception with the 3D, but not so much things like coming out at you with it. Mostly because and I think the reason behind why the two like did differently is a lot of times with Shark Boy and Lava Girl there was like bubbles or like lava being shot out at you, but it was all contained within the frame of the shot. And nothing was like off screen. And then there was for like Pandora where like the half the wing of like the flying creature was off screen. So like yeah, it looks like the like as you're flying the mount is in front and then the scenery's like far behind and it looks like the mount's like coming out at you, but like half the wing's missing. So that is that is why part of the reason why 3D like didn't really take off because like it can create such cool depth perception, but it doesn't really create the whole like it's jumping out at you unless it's fully contained within the scene. It has to be fully contained. Yeah, you have some glasses somewhere. Yeah. It was really cool though. The 3DS. I think I still have mine somewhere because you didn't need glasses for it. Granted, I couldn't use it for long because it would hurt my eyes. And because yeah, you had to hold the thing at like a right angle and like there was like an adjustable slider to get it just right, but you didn't need glasses for things to like appear 3D. And they actually did a pretty good job at like the games they created for it to play on that 3D effect to an extent. So, they knew that they were going to have the 3D effect and they played with the 3D effect to an extent. Did they have the capability to like pop out as much as like what they would do in like a 3D movie? No, because they don't have like the 3D glasses. They can't do as extreme, but they still had that effect. Granted, most of the time I play with it off. Yes, like I said, hurt my eyes. And Angel Heart, welcome in. If you're still here, I appreciate the follow. Sorry, I was in the middle of like a rant. But yeah, it is such a cool thing. And time for dinos? Yeah, we can go. We can jump over to the dinos and see what's going on there. So I already got it all set up. It should all be ready to go. Let me pull it up and let us head on over. Did we head on over? We did, but I need to move my cameras. I need to move actually a couple things. Okay, so move that. I'm also going to give myself back my main. Okay. Pull this back up. Where is it? There it is. Okay, now you need to be quiet. Shush. Okay. And hello. Welcome in. We're gonna be watching some found logs from Jurassic Park today. So, oh yeah. We are on the fourth log, 4 out of 6. So we still have 2 more left. We did cover the. Yeah, yeah, we finished the third one. So So we still got a couple more. We're halfway through. And we're gonna continue onward. Last time, we discovered that there was a fourth Velociraptor that was unknown, a bit spooky, not hanging out with the other ones, and some big dinosaurs, acted weird during a storm, and one of them unfortunately fell in a pit and did not make it, and we got jump scared by a bird. Yes, yes, I am. I've been a furry for a very long time. Been a member of this fandom. Oh, yes, and Rexy. I went on a big long rant about Rexy. Well, we're gonna continue. We're gonna see where we're gonna be picking up here. See where everything is. Once again, this is supposedly taking place in 1991, and we're still with the Velociraptors. Let me know if you guys can hear everything.
This is
we're
the
still with
juvenile
Rex.
Tyrannosaur.
Hi.
Almost 2 years of age, she was brought here several months ago. Understood. The lab wanted
Excuse me. Excuse me, who's the tiny one? Did we just see? Okay, we're already gonna stop here. Back up a little bit here. Who was that?
The lab wanted.
So they did. So we get Tiny being chased by the big one. Is that our missing? Is that our missing one? Is that our missing Velociraptor? Is that the missing Velociraptor? Because this is okay. So this is not the hand cam from our guy. This is a tree cam. So it's a tiny Rex. I don't think so. Because at this time, I don't think any of the Rexes had started to reproduce. They were keeping a pretty close eye on the Rexes. But they like later on they did notice that some of the, I think it was herbivores, had mutated in a way where they were starting to lay eggs and reproduce on their own. Because if you remember correctly, they originally genetically made them so that way all of them were female. So that way they couldn't reproduce as a way of population control and a way to control them. And that way they wouldn't end up with an overpopulation of dinosaurs and they didn't have to worry about like an unknown head count. But remember, we still have that mysterious Velociraptor that we don't know what's going on with that one. That got moved in. Yeah, they were all made in a lab. They were all genetically made in a lab and incubated and raised in the lab, and then moved out here into their enclosures once they got big enough. Because that doesn't look friendly at all.
And
but they wouldn't, I don't think they would move a tiny Rex in at that stage. Because that would be detrimental. Especially if there was a thought of like, hey, they might not get along, the baby might get eaten. Because remember, each of these dinosaurs, they're not cheap to create. So they want each of them to have the best chance of survival. So they're going to try to make sure that they will get along. Or at the very least, they'll have a chance to be able to set up the pecking order between them without each of them having a fatal wound. If you just let an unknown baby into a predator's enclosure, the chances are that predator's just going to go, ooh, snack, nom. And that's sort of what that looks like.
They go, crashing through the jungle like nobody's business. The adult is fiercely territorial and will not stand to have the juvenile encroach on her prey. Chief Veterinarian Jerry Harding's daughter is an experienced field biologist, and she was called in to assess the Rexes before it was decided that the two share this enclosure. She was adamant that, contrary to common assumption, Rexes are attentive and protective parents. I, however, do not think that extends.
So it is thought, there is a school of thought where Rexes did actually live in family groups, at the very least, and they did show protection over their young. Would they have like just accepted a young in that is not one of their own? That is unknown. We have no way of being able to tell that. But if I remember correctly, there have been like fossilized remains that have shown like almost like a nesting ground for Rexes. Essentially, where they would there'd be like a large group of them in evidence of like multiple young being raised alongside each other almost. Granted, feel free to fact check me on that. This is just like, I think I remember something about that, but I can't say for sure. And hello, Sharia, welcome in. So, back to this.
To an adult Rex adopting a foreign juvenile, attentive and protective parents.
So I agree with that.
I, however, do not think that extends to an adult Rex adopting a foreign juvenile.
But I also agree with that.
Unfortunately, I don't see any way these two can coexist in the same enclosure. But they are the rock star attraction here, so it should go without saying that the needs of the animals once again take a back seat to making profits.
Got a kitty next to you. Mine has left me.
Anyway, I need to head back before the storm gets worse.
That still doesn't seem right. That was the juvenile. Because, like, if that was the juvenile, then why are they showing us such old footage of them there in the tree cam? That doesn't make sense at that point. From before. Because we just saw them go face to face there. And, like, yeah, one of them is bigger than the other. One of them is obviously older than the other. But the footage we saw from the tree cam, one was significantly bigger than the other. And, like, how much older was that footage? Did it have a date on it? Hang on. We're gonna... Okay. So, this is 10/9. We got a date here on this one, which we know is him walking back. So, we're gonna go find this footage back here.
Almost 2 years of age, she was brought here several months ago.
Okay, so the juvenile is almost 2 years of age. So she's 2 years old, and she was brought here several months ago. So she was like, little over, like, we'll say like a year and a quarter. Okay? We'll say she was like a year and a quarter when she was brought here. Okay? This footage has the exact same date as when the guy walks. So either they're showing footage from the same date And it looks like about the same time. Hang on, so that's at 2016. So that's the time frame. Okay? That's in military time. Don't ask me to convert that on the top of my head. I'm not about to do that. So that's at 2016. Okay? And 10:09 for the date. And okay, so in the time that the guy walks, is at 2019. Not even a full 5 minutes later. Same date. Okay. Because it's not saying year on this. We're still like around the Rex enclosure. So that's not unless for some reason they're showing like the exact same like, and it was from several, and the Rex was the secondary Rex, the younger Rex was moved several months ago, so it can't be a year-old footage. Which might make sense for the size difference at that point. But she wasn't in this enclosure. The secondary Rex wasn't in this enclosure at that time. So it has to be something else in the enclosure that is so much smaller, being chased by the Rex just before he heads out. And King Dog, welcome in. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. You've caught me as I am breaking down found footage from Jurassic Park. So, that leaves us with, there's some other bipedal dinosaur in the enclosure being chased by a Rex just before the secondary Rex comes up to him and challenges the first one for the food, because remember, she was looking at the food, the cow. So there's something else in this enclosure that's gotten in there. And we still have not really had eyes on that fourth Velociraptor, which I'm still saying, like, there's something up with that one. The eyes glowed too much for that. It's not hanging out with the pack. We got something going on there. And we've had other dinosaurs acting weird. Okay. Let's continue now. The boy be walking. The boy be walking. And the boy be walking.
Tell me the exact number.
It's S/E/08.
Yeah, I'm on the east perimeter now. Is it freestanding or mounted in a tree somewhere?
I'm not sure, Muldoon. I think it's in a tree.
Are they looking for a camera?
Oh.
Oh.
No, it's freestanding. Well, it was. Your motion sensor is now being flattened by a 20-ton sauropod.
Oh, man.
All right. Let me check this out. I'll call you back.
Feel sorry for the sauropod, but
Jurassic Park
that's
has
one way to
quite
lose a camera.
Sophisticated surveillance system, incorporating image recognition
Anyways, I'm
and
gonna get
motion
a drink.
sensors. That's how the total animal tallies are calculated. This is one of the motion sensors. Arnold immediately received an alert in the control room that one had gone offline. He radioed the maintenance crew, but they seemed to be held up at the main road. So I've come here to see what happened to the sensor. Clearly, this big girl has decided to lay right on one. The issue with the cams and the sensors
Is she
is
okay?
there needs to be many of them to cover the expansive land area of each of the enclosures. And some
yeah,
are
that's an
huge
expensive way to lose a
enclosures.
sensor.
But you don't want to litter them every few yards throughout the paddocks. That will cause them to be damaged by the animal's movements. and also take away from the intended natural aesthetic of the paddocks. So when you erect them on legs and plant them in an enclosure where you have 20-ton foot traffic, you get things like this. Normally I'd have Harding come see her, but my role here is to triage the concern, actually discover if there is a need for a vet. All right, an apatosaur's down on its side. First order of business. Confirm whether it's injured or simply resting. Animals that size don't lie prone unless there's cause. For animals that size, lying down could cause pressure on internal organs. Sudden pressure on the lungs from this posture can be dangerous.
That is true. And it can also be seen with a lot of big animals that we even have nowadays. One of the most popular one that you hear about a lot of the time nowadays is horses. If a horse goes down, especially on their side, you will see their owners basically go into panic mode where you need to stand up. You must stand up. Especially if they won't willingly stand back up. It becomes no, you're standing up now, and I don't care if I have to go get a tractor to lift you. You are standing.
I'm watching the rise of the rib cage, slow but steady. Breathing appears normal. I'll approach from the front, where I'm in its line of sight. I'm looking for signs of trauma
just a sleepy
or
dino.
dehydration. Scanning the flank now. No abrasions, no swelling, no indication of a fall. The soil's undisturbed around her, suggesting she settled here intentionally, and not from a fall, which is a relief. Skin tone is normal. All signs point to a relaxed, healthy animal. Apatosaurs will sometimes lie on their sides to relieve limb pressure or to doze during the hotter hours of the day. Not common, but not dangerous when the ground is level and the animal's in good condition. Apatosaurs are robust animals, or once they're grounded, it becomes a race against their own weight. The longer a sauropod stays on its side, the more strain builds on the heart and lung. In this case, nothing to worry about. I'll keep a short watch and log the behavior for the vet team.
The
But
kitty's
the
just your
animal's fine.
heat source.
Just
You have been
taking advantage
chosen.
of a quiet
You
moment
have
in the
been the chosen one.
And I'll check on them tomorrow, Robbie.
Yep. Hey, your girl's awake.
And here we go. Good morning, madam. Slept in, have you? She's freed the motion sensor, Arnold.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to reboot that one.
Let's hope it didn't get
Go to
damaged
your butts.
by being used as a pillow.
Imagine what our world was like 100 million years ago.
Muldoon, it worked. Just plant it back into the soil and we're good.
Okay, Robbie, get it done.
Like, to an extent, it would be so cool to see these creatures in real life. Like, actually being able to see them and look at them. And thank you, Rune, for resubscribing for 6 months. Oh, wait, no. 10 months.
Rune Terra has resubscribed with a
You've
Tier
been
1
subscribed for 10
subscription.
months.
They have been subscribed for 6 months. Thank you for your
Is that-
continued support.
Like, it says it weird. Like, resubscribed for 6 months at Tier 1. They've been subscribed for
Good
10
afternoon.
months. And yes, good afternoon to you too. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. We are currently watching a Jurassic Park found footage. So we are we were just in a what was it, pterosaur enclosure, checking out those guys. But the main thing that we're focusing on is actually the Velociraptor enclosure. And this is based off of the, what is it? The original Jurassic Park.
Fair warning, and ad is incoming.
You get a registered loafer here. Oh, the kitty being a loaf. But yeah, we're mainly focusing on the Velociraptors. And so far, Oh, there's a pack of 3 of them. One of them is bigger than the others, and sort of is the boss. However, another one got moved in, and no one was informed that that one got moved in, and no one's really been able to get a good look at this mysterious 4th one. And some of the dinosaurs have been acting a little weird in other enclosures, so. And hello, welcome in. I hope you enjoy your stay. I appreciate the follow. So, apparently we're now looking at a camera overlooking the Rex enclosure. It looks like some construction workers. One of the Rexes, at least. And she's watching them. Uh-huh. What are you two doing? It's the audio. What is that audio? And you're watching me. I'm watching you. I don't know what that audio is. I forget how the audio goes. No, like, oh god, I can't remember how that audio goes. Like, looking at me, looking at you. I don't remember. That's done for. Luckily, right now, nothing. I don't think these guys can escape right now. Later on down the line, yeah, they are. Because this is based, like I said, this is based off of the original Jurassic Park. So they're still in the process of building the park right now. So right here is the path that the car would go down, that like the guided tour in the beginning of the movie. So alongside the Rex enclosure. Yeah, that audio. That's what's going on right here. Yeah, that one. He's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me. Yeah, that one. Anyways, the head tilt. The head tilt has me dead. She's just like, num, snack. And those guys are teasing her. Oh, aren't they? They're egging her on, aren't they? Oh, that's just bad. What? Are you Oh. Oh no. Why you do that? My man, that's an electrified fence. Don't go near it. You just turn. Man has a death wish. Bet I need to do that. Yes. You're never gonna get this. Yeah, that's what the guy's saying. Someone's getting on her bad side. Yeah. Yeah, she's just like, you're going to be a snack when I get out of here. You're gonna be a nice, tasty snack. Okay. Wait, so is that the juvenile? Okay, so that looks like a Rex. That looked like a Rex there. We're going frame by frame. So is this... Okay, so yeah, no, look at the date here. Look at this date. This is from before. This is old footage, okay? Compared to what we were looking at before. So this makes sense that this guy, that the Rex is so much smaller. Like this now, like I said, this makes sense that the Rex is so much smaller here. Okay? Compare that to what we had before with the other footage. Same date, just different time, just like a few minutes off. Did not make sense for the size difference, especially with the Rexes that we were seeing put there. Like face to face, right there. Unless it was just like a weird scaling issue with the actual footage, because like I said, this was done in Blender, so. But he might have just been standing so close to the fence that the charge, like, it looks like the Rex just charged at the fence and caused it to zap. And the current probably jumped to the guy. Like, the sparks hit him. And since the dinos are so much more hang on a second, everyone. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, since the Rexes are so much more like sturdier, tougher, thicker skin, they can take that shock. Especially that like very slight, like it's not a slight shock, it's still a heavy, like a big shock, but they can take it. While the guys are just like, I'm not expecting that. Oh, good, they give us a slow-mo. I didn't need to do the slow-mo. So yeah, like, that Rex is just targeting it right at him, and then hits the fence, causing the shock.
And they're devastated. He was airlifted to Bahia Anasco, but Regis pronounced him dead before they could bring a stretcher over to the Rex paddock. 10,000 volts will drop a bull elephant, and it damn near cooked him where he stood. The current hit him square through the back of the neck and head, burned straight through the helmet, and left deep char marks, his muscles locked tight as a steel rod. I saw the entry burns plain as day. His body was smoking even after I arrived on scene, and that was a good 10 minutes later. One tug from that animal and he was yanked straight into the live.
Oh, so he was tugged into it. Okay. Oh, so the little Rex, like, is probably just small enough to be able to reach through the fence then. At that age. Probably, like, the big Rex probably can't do that, but it was probably also designed for the big Rex and not for the little Rex. So, the little Rex was able to reach through and grab and pull back. But yeah, no, if we're going by lore in the movies, the Rexes are smart enough to be able to communicate and plan. So, yeah.
Wires. With the fence untug from that animal, and he was yanked straight into the live wires. With the fence at full charge, the current went through him instantly. It stopped his heart. There wasn't a second of struggle after the jolt hit. Clean, immediate, a damned waste. But that's the truth of it. Around these paddocks, the animals aren't the only danger. The fences will finish the job just as quickly. How many times do I have to say it? Around these fences, one mistake is all it takes. I'm of two minds of this incident. Of course, that was a fellow human being with thoughts and aspirations, and I send my deepest condolences to his family. Yet clearly Gonzalez was lost in conversation with his friend. He's back to the paddock. He didn't even see his attacker.
And he was...
You can't.
And he was... And you can tell from the video, he's antagonizing the Rex beforehand, too. And yeah, you never turn your back on a predator. And also, hello, welcome in. So, like, at the next point where there's, like, a little break between, like, segments. Is there going to be a break between segments? Actually, you know what? There's probably not going to be for a while. Alright, so I was just informed that I need to go run and put wood on the fire. For those of you who are my usuals here, you guys know I heat with wood. I heat the house with wood. So I need to go put some wood on the fire. So I'm gonna leave you guys for like a hot minute. You guys are gonna get some music, except for you guys over on YouTube. I'm sorry you guys don't get the music. One day I will find a way to get you guys some music. I'll have to get some made for you guys. But I will be back. Give me like 5-ish minutes. It shouldn't take me too long. The longest part's gonna be climbing up and down the stairs. But with that, I will see you guys. I'll hang out. Enjoy the music. I'll be back. Hello. I'm back. The house is heated for the next 4 hours. And we will continue figuring out what's going on with these dinos. Were you having a party while I was gone? Were you having a party? Hang on, I realized I forgot to do a thing. There we go. I had to fix the thing. Maybe throwing a little bit of a party. That's okay. As long as you all behave, you're free to throw a party. So, whenever I get my music, heroes of our day, you can be quiet as we continue figuring out what's going on here. So we're going to back up a little bit and continue onward.
Fellow human being with thoughts and aspirations, and I send my deepest
That's what
condolences
we're talking about.
to his family.
The
Yet
person
clearly
who lost his
Gonzalez
life.
was lost in conversation with his friend. He's back to the paddock. He didn't even see his attacker. You can't turn your back on a predator ever. They sense it as a weakness, as an opportunity to strike. But that juvenile Rex is something else. She must be learning a thing or two about the fences from the raptors. And speaking of the raptors, we're due to transport them over to this pen any day now.
Oh,
I
so
asked Hammond yesterday
the
as to why we're
extremely. So they're about to move the raptors to the pen that they really shouldn't be moving the raptors to because it's so much smaller, has more escape points, and has less enrichment. The other kitty has joined it. Oh no!
bringing them
Double
over
cats.
here anyway. His answer
kitties have
infuriated me.
brothers.
He said, and I quote, "It's
What
classified."
is classified?
His answer Hammond yesterday as to why we're bringing them over here anyway. His answer infuriated me. He said, and I quote, "It's classified."
Oh,
I had a good go at him
worst
after
answer.
that. I'm sensing the scientists know something I don't about the raptors. Don't get me wrong, if this pen increases safety, I'm all for it, which is why I'm out here tonight. The crew told me that the horticulture is finished and they wanted me to sign off on its completion. I can already see a problem, however.
You can't see in.
There's a lot of activity around here tonight. The rats and critters of the island are busy, I see.
Ooh.
From a distance, it all looks tidy enough. But up close, you can see the problem plain as day. These trees have branches that are sturdy enough to take a raptor's weight. Give them a few days to assess this pen, and they'll be using those limbs like ladders. The
They're gonna
service door in the
climb.
ceiling may be 12 feet up,
They're gonna
but
climb.
that won't matter if they can climb most of the way up on their own.
And once again, okay, so they're saying that's 12 feet. To me that doesn't and they're saying they were saying raptors can jump. I think they were saying 10 feet. In the first video they mentioned it. So it's time for them to go outside. The raptors are gonna be like, ooh, a way out. But yeah, no, there's just so many escape opportunities. Even without the branches and stuff like that. At this point, we've noticed that the raptors have a way of like fully on like planning and like full on like figuring out and problem solving, because we've seen them testing the fences. It would not take them long to quite literally realize like to like figure out a way to utilize like each other to jump out of the pen. I don't think. it showed them transporting them at the start of the span at the start of the first movie. That would make sense for the time frame.
Welcome to the Tavern Furry Pogchum. Find a seat and enjoy the show.
And Furry Pog, welcome in. We are currently just like analyzing these Jurassic Park like log videos. They are like a little bit spooky. It's mainly focused on the velociraptors, so. But we've seen some stuff from the other stuff. You're over from TikTok? Well, welcome on over. You get a better view. Well, I'm glad he came on over. I got a lot of fun stuff on over here. And I couldn't tell you the amount of times TikTok's had a time where it's just like,
Clever,
I don't want to
they'll
work,
exploit
and I had to end that
anything
stream.
that gives them leverage. If we're
And
bringing them in,
you don't need to show off. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Yes, that is one of the things that can happen over here. You guys just usually see the unicorn over there and hear my horrible singing. You're free. The kitty has freed you. You have been freed. Cheese. Why must you throw the cheese? Really? We're gonna show off. We're gonna show off right now. Okay. Hang on. That one takes me a hot moment. Because I haven't found a way to automate that for this avatar. All right. Are you guys all set now? Can we continue? Can we continue now? All right. Let's get back. That is food. Are you good now, Shirio? Okay, there's the video. I have so many tabs open right now. It's just like, which tab is the right tab? Which one's the right tab? I don't know which one's the right tab. Hang on. Let me do a head count on tabs that I have open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 tabs, well, not tabs, windows open right now. That's how many windows I have open right now. To run this show. Just a few. There's just a few of them. But we're here. Anyways, back to complaining about this enclosure. With so many safety concerns. Absolutely all the safety concerns. Now back
but
a
that
little bit.
won't matter if they can climb most of the way up on their own. They're clever, and they'll exploit anything that gives them leverage. If we're bringing them in here, all the plant species that sprawl horizontal
I'm not a
branches need to be
cat.
removed entirely. Otherwise, we're giving them a ready-made escape route. Simple miscalculation. One that cost lives.
What's
Anyway,
simple?
here we are. Quiet.
Excuse me, we're missing part of the context there. What simple miscalculation? Where are we? We moved locate. We had rustling music cut off. Where did we end up? And King Chaos, welcome in. I appreciate the follow. Hang on, is there anything that can be seen here? Light turns off. Is there anything that is seen? Is there anything that is seen? Is there anything that is seen if we go frame by frame? Nope. We end up in the...
Simple
Alright, and then we end up here.
one that cost lives.
Which this is a different paddock.
Anyway, here we are. Quiet as ever out here. First thing you notice.
Where's here?
This corner of the park might as well be a world of its own. No tour outs, no engines, no shouting.
Okay, where's
just
here?
Wind cutting
What
through
corner of the park
grass.
are we in?
Isolation has its advantages, and you can hear trouble long before it's on you. Makes the work cleaner, clearer. I come out here when I need to think. Control room is too loud, too many voices, too many opinions from people who've never had mud on their boots. This place is off limits to the scientists back in control. Not that any of them would be ballsy enough to trek out into the park on their own.
The Raptor
They're
Crib? I
brave
don't think
behind
so.
glass and cameras. Out here's a different story. Hammond
Because we
calls
were
it
just there.
secluded.
We were just at where the Raptors were getting moved to. That's where we were. He was just like partially inside what was going to be the enclosure, inspecting it, and then he heard a noise, turned around to where the entrance is, turned off his flashlight, and then it cut to this.
I call it a blessing.
Hang on, did our date change? Because we got the date up in the corner. No, we got the same date. We have a time marker. No, same date. Okay,
Anyway,
so
here
this
we
is
are.
later in the night.
Quiet as ever out here. First thing you notice. We're out. Isolation has its
Here, we'll
advantages. People
skip
who've
ahead
never had mud on
to
their
where we
boots.
were. Let's
This
get back
place
ahead.
is off limits to the scientists back in control. Not that any of them would be ballsy enough to trek out into the park on their own. They're brave behind glass and cameras. Out here's a different story. Hammond calls it secluded. I call it a blessing. Out here, the park almost feels gentle. Almost. Tranquil moments like these
So
never
this
last
is-
long, though.
So this is somewhere that's like a little almost looks like a cabin out in the middle of nowhere in the park. Because where the Raptors are, that's gonna be like a highly contained, highly like like scientific like area where like you know the scientists are gonna be there. And it's going to be highly monitored. He's saying like this area is the exact opposite. Like no monitoring. It's just away from everything. Hang on, wait. The date change? No.
Right then.
Okay.
A home away from home. Modest
We're
little
inside.
place, but it does the job. This outpost is my personal office. I share this space with Tony, our behavioral paleontologist. Sharp as they come, though he's got a knack for spreading papers everywhere.
I don't know.
His time is spent between here
He hasn't
and
really
Site B.
said.
That's Tony's desk. Man's a genius, but
So.
he types like a woodpecker on caffeine. My cubicle's over here, nothing fancy. Field logs, radio, maps of the island. Everything I need. That cabinet, tranks, flares, shotguns. Tools you pray you won't need, but out here you're a fool if you don't keep them within arm's reach. There's the main stash in the garage, but I've also got supplies here. Place may be small, purpose-built, and it keeps the park at arm's length long enough for us to think. Not a bad perch for the start of the
Okay.
day.
So once again, we heard a noise. I heard a rustle. It cuts away. And now we're on to the next day. It almost feels like part of the logs is being cut out, like purposely edited out.
Good place for a proper drink, too. Away from the shenanigans or the computer scientists up at control.
It feels like he's being hunted by
I
something.
enjoy the tropical nature of this island. Vastly different from the drier climate of Kenya, that's for sure. From here you can see half the bloody island.
Okay, so it looks like this is just like a little, like almost like a cabin that he has to, like, just sort of get his work done. And it has like a little outer perimeter fence. But it's nothing like overly...
The patasaurs are up.
Well,
Moving.
okay, so we know like about where it is now. It's near where the patasaurus enclosure is, so.
Like the whole world's on their schedule. And that was proven yesterday.
It might even be like hidden within their enclosure,
Besides
because we know
that,
their
well,
enclosure is really big.
magnificent creatures. I can even peer into the T-Rex paddock from here.
Okay. So this is giving us like a location where this is now. So, like, if I were to pull up a map, like, we could probably like sort of pinpoint now like where it is, because we've got 2 points of reference here.
Didn't expect you to be so close. The adult's up, bathing in the lagoon. She sometimes gets sick if she drinks from that lagoon. Not sure why exactly. Wonder if she ever got to that cow. Sometimes we'll put a prey item in here and they survive for a few days, especially the goats.
Oh,
because
that one
they're
looks...
smaller, they can hide in all
That
sorts of
animation looks
places the
so
adult
stiff.
Rex can't get to. Which is why we're testing using cows to feed the Rexes. But perhaps whatever animal is dropped into there should be tied or something, so that we can monitor the feeding patterns more closely. And here's yesterday's villain, the juvenile. Thought she'd be keeping to the back after what happened. That business with the workmen. Ugly bit of misjudgment on everyone's part. She was, however, only being an animal, a predator. Didn't understand the fence would finish the job. Best not dwell on it.
Okay.
She gets the short end of things in there. The adult takes nearly every prey item we drop in. Massive, dominant, always first to the kill. She leaves this youngster to scrape by on whatever slips through the fence. Rats, possums, anything foolish enough to wander in after dark.
So at this point, if they know that that's the case, where the younger is not getting enough nutrition, they really, really, really should separate them. Because at that point, they're not caring for the animals correctly. Because the younger is no longer getting enough food to sustain themselves, most likely. Because it's not like they can go out and hunt for themselves on like larger prey items, which they would be able to at if they were in nature and their own time frame. Yeah, hungry ticks would be a safety issue. So at that point, like, why aren't they separating them? Like, there's so many red flags and like on why these two are not being separated. It was a bad idea to just put them into each other's enclosure. They should have tried to socialize them like they do for, like, if they're trying to introduce big cats or bears or anything like that, any type of predator, or even a lot of prey animals, herbivores and stuff like that, where you slowly introduce them with safety precautions in between, usually in the form of like fences, and you like take items where like they have their scents on them and you swap between and swap like the items between each other. And there's enclosures, and or you full on like have them switch enclosures so that way like they get used to each other's scents. And they make like visual contact where like they can smell each other, they can visually interact, they can interact with body language, but they can't physically interact via a fence in between them before they are able to physically make contact. That way it can be observed their behavior to see if they will actually be able to get along in a safe manner. But you can basically just tell on how they're interacting here that they did not do anything like that. They just dropped this Rex in there and was like, good luck. Because they basically did the same thing for the, what is it? The supposedly juvenile, Velociraptor that no one was told about. And they dropped that one in the middle of a pack. An established pack at that, which is even more dangerous. Because a lone animal that is even theorized to be a pack animal will be trying to form that bond even with another lone one. Like instinctually, it will be like, okay, look, there's another lone one, let's try and form a bond, see if our personalities mesh and we can like create a ragtag group. But an established pack is going to be even more hostile to an external one coming in. They're going to be even more like, no, I don't know who you are. You're a threat to the entire pack. No. And Jason, hello, welcome in.
Still, she's learning, watching. I think she's come across something for breakfast right now. What the? That's a raptor.
I called it. There was a raptor in the enclosure. Too small to be the Rex. Question now is which raptor? And why that raptor? And how'd that raptor get there? So, how long did it take us to get through this? Hang on, that took us an hour and a half. That was the first video. The video was 17 minutes long.
Fair warning, an ad is incoming.
And hello, welcome in. Yeah, so this is why these videos take me so long to get through. I stop forever and I start talking. All right. Let's see if we can get through the next two. Oh, another 17 minutes video. Well, another hour and a half. Like, I wonder what my percentage is like to actually like watching the video to just me paused and talking. Okay, so we're still in September. So. Let's see what's going on with that raptor now. Heat 5.
Robert, there's no question that's a juvenile raptor. The one that Wu approved to join the original 3.
Understood. No arguments there, Ray. My question is how the bloody hell did it end up in the mouth of a tyrannosaurus?
And Sentinel, thanks for redeeming that 5-stream streak.
I'm not entirely sure, Muldoon. Can you give me a minute?
I need answers, Ray.
Alright, so looks like same day.
Robert, and I'm going to give you those answers as soon as I search for what I need first.
Can you do me a favor, Ray? Can you run a total animal count for me?
What? Why?
Just do it, please.
One moment. Total animals expected and found are the same. And before you ask, Velociraptor number expected, 3. Number found, 3. The computer has adjusted and accounted for the young raptor in the Rex paddock.
Marvelous.
The
computer can track home ranges too, yes?
The computer can give visual animal tracking data, yes.
Great. Show me where this young raptor was 24 hours ago.
Okay.
The big
Sorry,
girl got
Muldoon,
up.
I'm getting some sort of error. It's saying no data available for the last 24 hours.
Try
Oh,
the 24 hours before that.
oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's odd. Same thing. Must be a bug in the code or something. I'm scheduling
That's
a
not
visit
good.
from a computer systems analyst in a few days because sometimes the computer shows some anomalies that are impossible. So we're still
I'm sorry. The tracking system for the dinosaurs shows anomalies that basically make it impossible to track the dinosaurs. And you didn't work the system out before you had the dinosaurs. Before you had the big dinosaurs. Before you had the dangerous dinosaurs. And you're like, yeah, no. We're gonna have someone come and check out in a couple days. No, that's a it's getting checked out now problem. That is a no, they need to stop what they're doing and check this out now. This is a top priority type of thing. We can't keep track of the dinosaur problem. What? And why am I still bald? I shouldn't be bald anymore. I just realized I'm still bald. Hang on, we're fixing that. Okay. Exactly. They can't keep getting away with this.
working on refining.
Can the computer tell me when the raptor count went from 4 to 3?
Yes, it says September 1st.
September 1st? That's when she was transferred to the enclosure. That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, Henry.
There's definitely a coding issue with these computers.
You're telling me.
I did manage to pull up the home ranges of the raptors on September 1st. It says all 6 raptors are present until about late afternoon. 6 become 5, and that's when Muldoon, you spotted one dead in the enclosure. Several hours later, the tally drops to 4. That's the raptor that got electrocuted. And then...
No, that's not right.
What do you mean?
The raptor that got electrocuted died on the night of September 2nd, not the 1st.
That's a discrepancy, obviously.
I agree, Wu, because the next day...
So we're not just having problems with in not tracking the dinosaurs. We're also having discrepancy in the dates of deaths of dinosaurs. Oh, so the problems just keep piling up. The problems just keep on piling up here. Can we Someone needs to make a new system at this point. Someone just needs to make a new system.
September 2nd, the tally drops to 3.
I was under the impression that there were 3 raptors present by the evening of September 2nd, after the electrocution incident.
So what's the problem?
What's the problem? Let me list them for you, Henry, shall I? 1. You approved the transfer of a raptor to an enclosure without my knowledge, potentially putting lives at risk. 2. There was a 4th raptor in the enclosure on September 9th. And 3. The young raptor in the Rex's jaws right now was supposed to have died on September 1st, according to the computer.
Muldoon.
Why has it taken 2 weeks for this issue to come to light? And it only has come to light because I witnessed it. Aren't the computers meant to alert you to changes in animal numbers? Unless the computer is correct, and the young raptor you transferred did in fact die on September 1st.
Why is
And
she
we're
trying to
looking
knock
at an
down the
animal that
camera?
is unaccounted for altogether.
What are you implying, Robert?
Wait.
Looking at an animal that is unaccounted for altogether.
Oh, that brings up another good point. What if this raptor's just one that's just not in the database? What if this is just an entirely unknown raptor? It would be what? This would be the 7th raptor at that case?
Together.
What are you implying, Robert?
I don't know what I'm implying, to be honest. Perhaps that young
Off the
raptor
book
is not the
raptors.
raptor you transferred.
Off the
What?
book.
So you're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
I don't have answers for you, Henry. I only have questions.
Oh. Maybe. Oh, that's curious. Oh, hang on. I have a theory. Okay, so you know the bigger raptor, like the big one. I wonder. It would depend on which way raptors would sexually dimorph. But one of them would probably be like, I wonder if they sexually dimorph where the males are bigger, then the big one would maybe be a male, or if they sexually dimorph where the females are bigger, then that's the female, the rest are males. But I feel like it would be the other way around, because in order for the mutation to happen, it's a lower chance, and the bigger one is the abnormal one, so it probably is sexually dimorph larger for male at that point. So we're gonna assume that the big one is acting as male, and they have managed to reproduce. Either that, or in some species of, I don't know if it's frogs in particular, but I think it's just amphibians. There is they do have an ability where basically if there's not a large enough breeding stock, they can essentially clone themselves and reproduce like that. They'll just create like almost perfect clones of themselves in their children. That might also be the case that's going on here. It really depends on if they use the DNA of a creature that can do that to help fill in the genomes for the raptors. So, if the raptors manage to hide a nest in their holding enclosure, and the eggs did hatch, the little ones might have been able to escape. Yeah, there's also types of amphibians where and other types of species of, I think it's most popular in fish, however, that if there's not enough, usually males, in the area, a female can essentially become a male. But the babies might be able to escape through the fence, in which case then they would start growing up outside of that enclosure, in which case you would have young raptors growing up throughout the park that are unaccounted for. That would be a way that they would be unaccounted for even by the people in the labs and higher ups. Either that, or the people in the labs are just going like, let's see what happens if we drop a raptor here and not tell anyone. So, but we're talking about dinosaur genetics. What are you coming in here with that for? We're talking about theoretical dinosaur genetics and how there could be more raptors than there's supposed to be. Mini raptors hunting the camera guy. They've all imprinted on him. They're all going, "Mommy!" I want that. I want that. I want them all just to show up one day and just be the just little tiny baby raptors come up and just go like, "Mummy, feed me." That'd be wonderful. Anyways, in Brookboy, welcome in. I appreciate the follow. Yes, mother, give me a snack. A little flock of dinos following him around. Exactly. And this is the start of the Raptor Project and how they started training the Velociraptors when they realized that they imprint. This is what gave them the idea. The accidental imprinting on the camera guy. All right, let's continue. See what's going on here. All right, we'll back up a little bit.
Inclined, to be honest, perhaps that young raptor is not the raptor you transferred.
What? So you're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
I don't have answers for you, Henry.
Because like we know that this does happen in the park.
Unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
Yes, I understand that.
You want confirmation of that, Muldoon?
It wouldn't hurt.
Attain that young raptor before the Rex consumes it. I'll take a sample and prove to you that's one of ours.
If the big girl can't get it first.
Okay, Arnold, we've reached the transport gate at the north of the paddock, requesting clearance.
Yep. Hold on to your butts. The computer is locating the
Time to go have fun with the
Robert
Rexes.
Muldoon, Game Warden of Jurassic Park, Tyrannosaurus Rex paddock.
We gotta go get the food from the Rex before the Rex eats them.
September 1991.
No,
With
no,
me,
spit it out.
Robbie and
Spit it
Tony.
out. Don't
Tony will
eat
be
that.
Driving, or perhaps in this instance, dodging, and Robbie is responsible for reloading the needles and acting as an extra pair of eyes, which in here you definitely need. Today's task
Bad
is
Rex,
tranquilizing
bad Rex,
the
spit
juvenile
that out.
Tyrannosaur. Arnold, how's it looking?
I've got visual confirmation of both. The adult is far in the south, but the juvenile is almost directly straight ahead of you.
Understood.
Clearance granted. After you enter, the gates will be locked behind you. You need to give control to Word before the gate will reopen on your exit.
Understood.
They're going in with the big,
All right.
dangerous
Eyes
puppies.
open all the time.
You're clear, Tony.
And we're off. See, now here's the thing. A game like this would be fun. Can someone make a game like this where you have to where you're like going through a park? Oh, good. Oh my god, hang on, no, pause. So can you imagine this is like as a multiplayer game where someone has to like drive and another person has and you can like have multiple people, but it has to be at least 2 people. One person's driving, another person's manning the dart gun, and you have to like avoid the Rex and try to dart them all. And you have to like hit certain like points in the enclosure. Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. I feel like that would be a really fun game. I also feel like that'd be a fun VR game. Like, cause you'd actually have to like turn and look around. Oh, that would be really fun. Can someone make that? Yeah, you can even have someone in the control room, like tracking everything. Okay, if any developers hear this, please take my idea. I would just like a free copy, or maybe a couple free copies to play with my friends. Please and thank you.
She's about 1 mile directly ahead of you, Muldoon.
Rightio. Tony, 12 o'clock.
Yep.
Keep her slow and steady.
She's right at the tree line, Muldoon.
Understood. We're in her living room now. Juvenile won't look like much, but don't let size fool you.
Because it
Younger
makes
animals are
sense, like,
faster,
you want to have,
sloppier,
like, big sort of
they
open
bite
areas
first
for a
and think
Rex.
later.
So it makes
I
sense,
want
like, it's
clear
good
shots
area
to
to
the net.
drive through.
Tony, the moment I give the signal, slow the Jeep to a roll. When I make the shot, pull back, and then we wait. The good thing about the Tyrannosaurs is you don't have to go looking for them. In here, they'll come to you.
Half-mile, Muldoon.
Eyes wide open, both of you. Arnold, update on the adult's location.
About 4 miles on your 2 o'clock. You're good.
Excellent.
Here, Rexy, 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 Rexy.
She's moving, Muldoon. The juveniles
Here,
is at
Rexy,
your
Rexy,
10.
Rexy, Rexy, Rexy.
Expected.
We need your
You just
snack.
left, Tony. That's it.
We need that snack of yours.
There.
Good work, Robbie. Arnold, Robbie's made eyes on her. Keep yours on the adult.
Gotcha.
She's making a dash. She's decided flight, not fight. Probably because she wants to keep that prize in her jaws for herself.
She's like,
Tony, I
no,
want us parallel with her.
I'm not
but
gonna
give her
drop it.
enough distance
It's
so
mine.
she can come out from the tree line.
It's my
I
snack.
want her away from the trees. When she comes out, I'll take the
It's
shot.
my
The
snack.
last
You
thing I
can't
want
have
is
it.
for her to injure herself, go thrashing about out of fear and disorientation. Tiring her to a slow jog would be ideal. That way she can drop on the spot.
I feel like they keep changing her
That's
coloring.
it. Keep some distance. She's definitely tiring.
Are we just chasing the dino? Exactly. Drop it. Drop it now. It's just like chasing your dog when they have something that they're not supposed to have. Looking back like, are they still chasing me? Oh shit.
Easy. Easy, Tony.
Hand it over.
Line me up with her neck, Tony. Boom.
All right. Come on. Hand it over. Spit it out.
Arnold, what's your reading on the adult?
She's far, Muldoon.
All right. Keep her on your screen and notify me if she moves.
I'm watching her.
Good. Tony, keep the Jeep running. I'd like to document the tranking. Stay
Arc makes it
sharp.
look easier.
Your eyes constantly scanning. If you hear the
I
ground
actually do
shake or
have
feel
that
the Jeep
game. I
rock,
tried
you know
playing
what to
it
do.
back when I first got it.
Now,
but I was
that
on my
girl
laptop,
really didn't want to get caught,
so I
but that's
didn't have
understandable, since
I
she
wasn't
doesn't
actually
get
able
much
to play
feed when
it.
the adult is around. So she must have felt very protective.
I should probably
of her
play it again.
kill.
Try it again.
But that raptor is mine now, and I know whose desk I will be throwing it on, that's for sure. The juvenile Tyrannosaur was tranquilized with a standard animal trank used in zoos worldwide, Moro 709, designed to slow something big without stopping its heart. It works on the nervous system, and it takes a little moment to really bite. The launch is heavy, but the payload is heavy, and that's deliberate.
Let's
One
not
solid hit
stand near
with
the
muscles
head.
Thick gives us a chance to
Can
end
we
this
not stand near
without
the head?
charging the Jeep. Moro 709 is the difference between control and chaos. Moro
I still wouldn't stand
709
near
is
the
measured
head.
for mass, not age, and juveniles metabolize quicker, which means the window's shorter. Here
And
we've
we're
got an
standing.
animal-
It metabolized quicker, and we're gonna stand here near the head where they can see us yapping about this. Full on documentary style. Grab the snack and get out.
that has just completed a several-mile dash. So we've got adrenaline and other stimulant hormones coursing
Okay,
through its
what's the problem? Why are we approaching the head? Is the Velociraptor under her? And Jeremiah, hi, welcome in. We're currently yelling at a video because why are you approaching the downed baby Tyrannosaurus Rex when we're supposed to be grabbing the Velociraptor and booking it and not monologuing?
blood at the moment, hastening the drug's action.
Call me cute.
Animal
No!
dose is partly body weight and partly temperament.
Lies.
You shoot the same dose of 709 into an elephant, a hippo, and a rhino. You'll immobilize the elephant, so it just stands there like a statue. You'll slow down the hippo, so it gets kind of sleepy, but it keeps moving. And the rhino will just
And
get
we're still
fighting
standing
mad.
there and right in
But
front
on
of
the
her
other hand,
face.
You chase a rhino for more than 5 minutes in a car, and he'll drop dead from adrenaline shock. Strange combination of tough and delicate. Arnold, update.
She's still far.
Good. You know what, Ray? While she's down, you should ask Harding to give her her quart of dental. Hasn't it been 4 months since the last? You've got a good
Oh my
3-hour
God.
window, as long as the adult doesn't approach. Maybe have him check her muzzle for lacerations from the electric fence incident yesterday, too.
Good idea. I'll
Her
call him
toe twitched. I don't like it.
Okay, let me find this raptor. Here we are. I don't really know what... It's a velociraptor, all right, and a young one, just as Arnold said.
So, the velociraptor that we saw in the enclosure didn't look like a juvenile, according to what he said. This one, apparently, is a juvenile. So, was this the recorded juvenile, but they just moved, like they recorded the one that went in to the enclosure as a juvenile, but it wasn't actually the juvenile. The juvenile got moved into here, like they got swapped in transit.
I just don't know how the Rex got to it. I don't get it. This wouldn't have happened if that damn Henry Wu wasn't making foolish decisions, like introducing new animals without discussing it with the ground team first. Okay, let me think. Wu said that young raptor was introduced into the enclosure on September 1st. It's the 14th today, and this doesn't look like the decay and decomposition of something 2 weeks dead. In fact, it looks fresh. Wounds look fresh. I don't want to touch the thing, but I assume it's warm, either because rigor mortis hasn't set in yet, or because it was in the mouth of a panting tyrannosaur running several miles. Either way, I'm not convinced this thing has been dead.
You don't want to touch the thing, but you need to get the thing out. I'm sorry to inform you, but you still need to touch the thing. It needs to be picked up and put on the truck. And then you need to proceed to leave the enclosure and stop monologuing. You can monologue on the car on the way out.
For much longer.
And you can still look at it.
And on top of that, a Rex is not going to eat fortnight-old roadkill. Yet the juvenile Rex is living off scraps and perpetually hungry, so I wouldn't put it past her. It just doesn't add up, and this enclosure is so large it'd take weeks to do a deep area sweep to look for any sort of answers. Much the same needs to be done with a raptor enclosure. Is there something we've missed? Something allowing the passage of a raptor from its enclosure into this enclosure? And if so...
Muldoon!
Christ, Arnold, is the adult approaching?
No, not that.
Then what?
Muldoon, the computer is showing there's a velociraptor near you.
No, you don't say.
Not that one. Damn it, there's one about 300 feet to your left.
What?
What do you know? Another velociraptor.
Muldoon?
I'm here, Ray.
Oh,
you see it on
boy.
the cams?
I can't see it, but the computer has recognized it as a raptor. But that's impossible, right?
Improbable, but never impossible. Robbie,
Who? Okay,
get
so
back
which?
in the Jeep.
So which raptor's this one?
Go, now! Ray, give me a count of the raptors.
Yep. It says 4, Muldoon.
Explain that to me, Ray.
Either the computer is buggy, or it's counting the dead raptor.
Wu didn't release a whole pack of them into the Rex paddock without telling anyone again, did he?
Let me look into this. Give me a minute.
What do you mean again? He's done this before? Has he done this before? Has he released a whole pack of velociraptors into the Rex paddock before? Has that been a thing? Was that a thing? I'm sorry. Was that a thing that happened? I am confused. Why? Okay. So if we're taking that at face value, that raptors have been in this way, a whole pack of raptors have been let loose in this enclosure, in with the Tyrannosaurus Rex before. Then there's, and we know in the lore of Jurassic Park that they have the ability to mutate to reproduce, because that is a known fact. What's stopping them from being able to do that in an enclosure where they cannot properly be observed fully 24/7? Because we now know that they're not being able to be observed 24/7. Their every movement's not being able to be tracked. The head count is not reliable for the amount of dinosaurs. And we know there's velociraptors in the Rex enclosure. So then the question becomes, why are they just starting to be seen? Granted, I'm not sure how big the enclosure is. And if it was a small enough pack, they were probably able to stay hidden, and they probably would have stayed fairly hidden because of the big Rex, who did nightly patrols around the border. Because we know she does those nightly patrols around the border of the fence. That would keep the raptors closer to the center of the fence, because they'd want to avoid her, because I'm sure they don't want to have conflict with her. But the younger one doesn't have as much sway, doesn't have that established relationship of like boundaries, and is starving. So is willing to go pick a fight with the raptors. Therefore, why one of the raptors got attacked and therefore became a food source. Okay. So now that they're in the center of the enclosure, which would probably be closer to what would be considered the raptor's territory, another one of the raptors is now coming to investigate at this point. Basically.
Minimal, Dune.
Yeah.
It's counting the dead raptor.
Wu didn't release a whole pack of them into the Rex paddock without telling anyone again, did he?
Let me look into this. Give me a minute, Muldoon.
So what's going on here? Oh, what's going on? Well, if he's looking, I'm getting a drink.
I'm just looking at this, Muldoon.
What do you see? Because I see no raptor.
This is a little out of my depth. 1 minute.
How does the computer know it's a raptor?
Image recognition.
An image of a 6-foot-tall theropod.
Essentially.
Tell me how the computer distinguishes between the Hypsilophodons and the Othnielia. They're virtually identical from a physical standpoint.
Like I said, Muldoon, a little out of my depth.
Okay.
As chief engineer and computer systems
That has to be
manager,
such a
I'm
scary
overseeing
situation. You're
power
just told, like, a
distribution,
raptor's
security
coming at you.
systems, and automated controls. I'm not a programmer and systems architect. I don't create the software. Oh, wow.
What?
The raptor count is back to 3.
What the bloody hell is going on with your damn
Oh.
computers?
I'm just reporting to you what I see, Muldoon.
Big Rex had an injury from something. Yeah. So that would probably be from, like, essentially the territory dispute.
Is it possible that the computer... Christ!
Muldoon,
Oh,
Blasted
monkeys.
monkey?
are you okay?
What's happening with the raptor?
Okay. I'm good. Ah. First the bird scare, now the monkey scare.
Count Ray.
Ray.
So a bug in the system then?
I guess so, Muldoon.
Right.
Sorry, Muldoon. The computer showed me that there was...
I think the biggest problem with this part
Okay.
is how much faith everyone is placing in computers. Seeing things with my own eyes will always be better than relying on any computer.
He's just
You can't
like,
control
no,
everything,
get rid of it.
especially nature. There's just too many... Holy. Thanks for keeping your eye on the Rex, Ray.
Oh, you good, Muldoon? Must go back.
Did we pick up the Velociraptor?
Put your foot down, Tony. You can't just stroll down the road, you know?
He's so calm. He's so calm for
Blinding
that.
failure of the mission. No raptor and left the juvenile
Nope.
sedated on the ground. Good thing we got the adult far away from her. I've said it how many times that adult
We
is
did not get the
fiercely
raptor.
territorial. And seeing how Jeep in her enclosure must have infuriated
Senor
her.
Muldoon,
Yes?
I need you urgent at the Jungle River Cruise, please.
Oh, what happened there now?
He fell in.
He fell in.
Si, senor.
Was he drinking?
No, senor. The animal hit him.
The animal hit him?
He scream, he no see, he shake, and then he stop.
Right.
Down there.
Oh boy.
What's his name?
Manuel.
Manuel. Can you hear me?
I don't think Manuel can hear you.
You
I
said
don't
the
think
animal
Manuel's
hit
gonna
him.
be hearing anymore.
Si, senor.
How?
It spit on him.
Oh, the spitters. Those guys need to be behind glass. Okay? Those guys should not be exposed. Like, you should not have... Like, okay. Part of the safety gear for working anywhere near them should be a full face shield. Like, I'm sorry. That should have been in safety gear for any time you're anywhere near those guys. Full face shield. Like, your hard hats when you go in there, face shield down. Should have been a part of it. Hey, we're making good time. It only took us a half an hour this time to get through this one. Well, let's stop. We only doubled the time of the video. But yeah, no. For those guys, they need to have a face shield. Not just like glasses, safety glasses. No, full face shield. If not like a full-on, like almost like hazmat style outfit, like, because once again, turn your back to them, they can still get you. And there should have been and okay, hang on. And not to mention those the railings. Those are at like lower waist. Why are the railings at lower waist height? Excuse me? Safety concern there. Let's see if they're gonna show the railing again here.
Have you had a chance to watch the footage, Jerry?
Yeah, I did, Muldoon.
What do you think? Have you
Okay, so there's places where you can see them up close and personal. But you can do it in a safe way. You can do it in a safe way. You need to do it in a safe way. If you're not doing it in a safe way, then you shouldn't be doing it at all.
Seen anything like this before?
Not with the Dilos, no. What exactly did the foreman say?
Like, look at it. You can. It's practically at his knees.
He said it spat at Manuel.
And Manuel was on the retaining wall?
Yes, we're talking some 50 feet up, Jerry.
Wow.
He said it spat something, hitting Manuel
This is the episode you saw.
The man begins screaming, complaining he can't see. He said he stumbled blindly towards the barrier and fell over the wall into the enclosure.
Yikes, that's crazy.
He survives the fall, tries to stand, starts shaking, and then the foreman described him as not moving. I sounded the horns. You know more than anyone how the Dilos are pretty responsive to the horns. And Arnold told me all of them are in the holding pen now.
Where are they taking Manuel?
Probably Bahia and
Yes,
Astor.
I like using this one when I like using this avatar when I do stuff like this because I can use my hands. So, and I can move my hands and talk. So,
Where are you now?
and also
I'm heading to the
hello,
holding pen to see what I
Flopper.
can
How are you
find out,
doing today?
Jerry. To the rear of the river cruise is the Dilophosaurus holding pen. This pen is used to ground
This
the
accident would not have happened if they
Jerry
had a face
Harding
shield.
accidentally discovered that the Dilos are particularly responsive to the sound of horns. So horn recordings are blasted from speakers around the Dilo paddock that help herd the animals
I
into
took some
this
photos
holding
again.
pen.
Ooh,
The pen is deliberately maintained
where
several
are you taking
degrees
photos
cooler
of?
and at a lower light level than the surrounding paddocks because the Dilophosaurs carry a known genetic skin disorder, which leaves their skin unusually susceptible to ultraviolet exposure. Prolonged sunlight results in rapid sunburn, blistering,
No,
and possible
no,
secondary
no.
infection.
No one needs to see that.
For that reason, shade is paramount.
No one needs to see what I look like. Let that. And hello there. Welcome in. Some people, buildings, random stuff around town. There's nothing wrong with that. I've gotten some wonderful photos of stuff like that.
In their enclosure. You'll notice that within their enclosure is
Fair
dense
warning,
canopy cover.
and ad is incoming.
Artificial and
Lenore.
controlled lighting cycles limiting UV exposure. The cooler, darker
Okay,
environment.
okay, so they do have a way to like slightly control the dinos and like their movement via using some type of like horn sound system. At least it works for these dinosaurs. I don't know if that works like across the park with all of them. You don't know. Why must you do this to me? Why must you do this to me? Do you really like seeing me bald? Is this really your? Is this really what you want? I'm not a cat. No. But no, as I was saying though, if they have a way of controlling the dinosaurs to an extent, then they should have holding cells for them, like they do with a lot of animals, especially like the more dangerous animals, where when you need to go into their enclosure, you put them in a holding cell, in which case, then you can safely go into their enclosures. Which is like they need to be able to do that. They need to be able to go into their enclosures and do maintenance and do stuff like that. And once again, give them enrichment. So many of their problems could have been fixed if they just gave the dinos enrichment. No, not cute. Oh yeah. The amount of times I've yelled about their safety protocols. So many safety protocols have been broken. For this particular one, the guardrail. There is no guardrail. The little ledge is like up to their knees. And then just face shields. Of course, it's sort of sounding like they didn't know that they could spit. Which I don't believe. I don't believe that for a second. I'm pretty sure they knew that these guys spat. But still.
Keeps the animals calmer, reduces pacing, and prevents visible skin damage. It's quite a small area, and there are 7 animals in here. The Dilophosaurs are painfully shy dinosaurs. InGen made 2 batches of them, and Henry Wu was quick to jump on the idea of having the most up-to-date recreation, and began work on sequencing the genome of Dilophosaurus sinensis, the newer of the Dilo species, fossils of which having been excavated as recently as the 80s. This species is smaller, and there's 4 of them in here. Hammond saw the 4 adults Henry had recreated, and wasn't too impressed. He insisted Henry genetically engineer the Dilophosaurus weatherilli, the larger of the 2. 3 of them were cloned, and both species live in this same enclosure here.
So they wanted the bigger dinosaurs.
I want to show both species if possible. Both are nocturnal, so it's very likely that they are sleeping at the moment.
Hang on, are we still in the same?
Here we go. This is Dilo sinensis, the smaller species. These guys are less prone to the sunburn skin issue, yet I have witnessed...
These are the spitting dinos. Right? These are the ones that just spat. So they don't know that they spit, because they just have a chain link fence here. And this guy just walked straight up to him. So, these guys... So they just must not know that these guys spit at this point. Because they have absolutely no safety regulations for spitting right now.
Peeling between the crests if they're out of the shade for prolonged periods of time. These guys grow to about 4 foot tall and are mostly timid. Yet they start to become curious about you pretty quickly if you hang about them for a bit. However, they tend to be pretty quiet most of the time. Sorry, girl. Back to sleep.
You need to think about something acid when you hear that. They did do a good job with like sound direction in this.
If you didn't know there were Dilophosaurs here, you'd be forgiven in thinking that what you're hearing is the hooting of an owl. But it's no owl. That's the call of Dilophosaurus weatherilli. They actually creep me out. Like I said, they're the larger of the 2 species, but they're actually quite attentive to people. I would say the closest thing to them would probably be Australia's cassowary. But they are quite remarkable animals. They tend to deeply focus on
you guys focus on that. I need to like stand up and stretch for a hot second if we want to continue doing this.
Very haunting characteristic. And I want to document such. She's right there. If I can just get her to step out.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, now that's scary. Oh, that's not a happy sound. and you have turned your back on a predator. Oh, that's a horrible... Oh my god, I just realized that little observing area, you're constantly turning your back on a predator. Unless you're on the upper observing deck, you are constantly, potentially turning your back on the predator. That's horrible.
Shit! And this is why they creep me out. See this behavioral display? They seem to size up their opponent in an attempt to intimidate equally sized threats. As you can see, this girl is quite
Exactly.
a bit larger than
He turned his back for a second because the other one made noise,
She stands
and
at
then
about
she
8
jumped
foot
up
tall,
at
which
him.
already gives a cassowary a run for its money. But this display would make anyone fear for their lives. The first time I encountered this animal was on orientation to the park, and it was nighttime. This thing nearly made me fire an entire round into my pants.
Here's
with
use
that
reaction
creepy
images.
sway and hooting it does. But it's absolutely a beautiful animal with that jaguar-like hide and
Yeah.
those red crests atop its head. That's a chopper coming to collect Manuel from the Dilo enclosure. I'm waiting for them to airlift him out, and then I want to enter while these girls are still in here. But by the looks of it, it'll be evening before...
I'm sorry. That fence needs to be bigger. That fence... I have a question. So, there's a roof up here. Why is that fence not just to the roof? Why is there an opening? Because that dinosaur can basically just peek the head over the roof and go, hello! Just over the fence and go, hello! I'm here. No! No! Also, not to mention, these are shy dinosaurs. It's mentioned multiple times, these guys are shy dinosaurs. And this is supposed to be a sleeping enclosure, like, area. And then you have an observatory deck right here. For people to come in and observe them. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be open to the public. Like, at a later time once the park is open. But if it is, especially if it is, no glass. Should have been a glass, especially like it should have been a glass, so that way, one, for the guest protection, two, for the dino's comfort. And like, they could have kept the electric fence up too. Put the electric fence up on the inside of the glass, and then have a glass on the inside where the humans are. And if you need like some type of like access still like through the fence, say like for safety mechanisms, say like you need to trach one of them or something like that, one of them needs to like have nap time, what you could do is say like have the glass be like a sliding door style glass that has like a lock on it, so that way only certain personnel can open it. So that way it can be opened in order to be able to like get access to it and do anything you need to in there. But once again, this fence should have been all the way up to the ceiling, and there should have been glass on the inside. Once again, also because then people can't just reach out and get too close to the fence. Because like, no touchy, no touchy, no touchy.
Regis makes the call to allow any of us to re-enter the enclosure. He's the park's PR person, and what that means here is he needs to make sure any accident is promptly contained and no one asks questions.
Yeah, I don't care that the fence is like technically like at her head height and it curves in. It's not tall enough. Yeah, dumb kid will do a touchy. So, yeah, no, the amount of safety violations in this park. So many. So many.
I'm now in the
Like,
Dilophosaur enclosure
to an extent, it's a good thing this park never opened, because within, like, the first day of this open, someone was gonna die by touching the fence.
proper. This habitat is currently part of 2 major rides
Hang on.
at the proper.
Whose enclosure did we end up in?
I'm now in the Dilophosaur enclosure proper.
Okay.
This habitat is currently part of 2 major...
Okay, so hang on a second. This particular enclosure does have the lockaway mechanic what I've been talking about, so they can get locked away in their sleeping quarters. Unlike every other predatory dinosaur, which doesn't have a proper sleeping quarter where they're designated to go and sleep. Where they can get locked away in, where you can then walk in their enclosure safely. At least they have that. At least that is a thing here. Okay, my next question. Why do they not have enrichment? Where's their enrichment? Every night when they get locked, or in this case, a day, because they're nocturnal. They are nocturnal. So, like, maybe do it, like, in the evening or in the morning when they're, like, you know, still sort of, like, asleep. You come in and you put enrichment in their enclosure. So that way, when they come out at night, they have something to do. Something to entertain them. They're smart animals, and you left them alone in a boring enclosure with nothing to do. They're gonna find something to do.
Major rides at the park. The electric vehicle tour and the Jungle River cruise. The back end of this paddock leads up to the retaining wall that poor Manuel fell off. I've become so curious to see something that I thought I saw when I first peered down off the wall, and then later thought I spotted in the footage.
What did you spot?
Here's the retaining wall.
Yeah. What are we looking
Here's
at
where
now?
Manuel landed.
Uh-huh.
The poor soul's helmet is still in the water, and this is the interesting part that I wanted to take note of. This black substance pooling around the helmet. Let me take a closer look.
Yeah. That'd be what was spat.
On the water here, I don't like thick, black, almost tar-like. Not natural runoff, not oil. It's viscous. It doesn't smell like anything I recognize.
Are you sure it isn't decomposed plant matter or...
Did he touch it with his bare hands? Did this man touch the unknown substance with his bare hands? Oh. No. You don't do that. We don't do that. We don't touch the unknown thing with the bare hands, especially when the man died there and screamed about, like, not being able to see and supposedly someone spat at him and... No. No, you don't do that. Don't do that.
resin? That enclosure's humid, plenty of biological breakdown. Don't touch your face, whatever you do. Does it feel warm? Any reaction on your skin?
At least someone has a
Negative on the heat.
brain.
It's cold, actually, but it's not sap. Sap doesn't coat like
Someone
this.
had a brain.
It's not like honey.
Dilophosaurs aren't known to excrete anything like that. Are there injuries on the dilos? Any signs of illness?
That's the troubling part. I checked them after we herded them into the holding pen. Clean, alert, no visible trauma, no lethargy. Yet this substance is on some of the railings atop the wall Manuel fell from. I can easily understand slipping on something like this.
You're implying some kind of defensive secretion, Muldoon.
Yep.
I'm moving in deeper, Jerry. I'll sweep the perimeter first, then work inward. If there's more of that substance, it won't all be on bare rock.
Let's
Proceed
see.
slowly. Dense vegetation traps residue. Anything expelled with
Let's
force
see
will
if there's
settle
anything in
low
here.
once gravity takes over.
And
Watch
see
for
if anyone's
patterns,
left
not
in
just
here.
accumulation. Smears and streaks, pooling at
Okay,
the base.
so now here's my question now. This happened during the day. Or at least, like, it was still light out. These creatures are nocturnal. Why are we doing this at night? This should have been done when there was still light out, when the dinos were still the least active, so that way they would be contently resting in their enclosures, in their sleeping enclosures, in the sleeping enclosure, because they should have been contently resting in the sleeping enclosure during the daytime, while their enclosure, their main enclosure, was being swept for anything like this and fully checked out. Not in the middle of the night with a flashlight. Voice acting could have been better, but the rest of it's pretty good. Yeah, like the series is pretty good. They did a pretty good job for it. Like, our main guy is so monotoned. He's just like I'm going to drone on.
Base of stems, that's where behavior leaves its fingerprints.
Water's cloudy here, silt and organic matter, but nothing stands out yet. No sheen on the surface, no discoloration. If this were waste runoff, I'd expect a gradient. There's nothing consistent.
That's why the lower vegetation matters, Robert. Fecal waste follows predictable patterns. It breaks down quickly in water, disperses evenly, clings loosely to plant matter. You'd see
What
diffuse
else?
staining, microbial bloom, a smell, ammonia, sulfur compounds. It certainly wouldn't appear elevated unless carried by flood surge, and the Jungle River hasn't flooded to that scale.
So if it...
Why are we looking for something that's like that when we know it's not something like that? Because it ended up like high on the railings.
it's concentrated under the brush.
Then it suggests deposition, not runoff.
I'm checking the bases now. Nothing, just rot, mud, and insect life. Normal decay. If this substance was here recently, it's not widespread. Whatever happened, it happened in a narrow corridor.
That narrows the event window. It means the worker didn't stumble into a contaminated area by chance. He intersected it. And if there's no residue beneath the vegetation elsewhere, then this isn't a chronic biological byproduct. It's episodic.
I don't like
Okay.
episodic animals, Jerry. Especially ones we think
The
we
other guy sounds
understand.
like he's TTS. That's because it's over a radio, like a walkie-talkie. That's why he sounds like that. Because you also have to remember, this is in, what, 1991, it's supposed to be? And they're talking over walkie-talkies, basically. So, it's not like they're, like, crisp audio, like, earpiece or anything like that. They're talking long distance over, over walkie-talkies, communicating. One guy's in, like, the control booth, the other guy's out in the field. So,
And I'm coming up empty so far. No pooled residue in the low spots. Either it was cleaned by the rain or it was never meant to linger.
Or it was precise, used once.
Mark my words, Jerry, there's more to the Dilos than we know. I've reached drier ground now, no standing water. If that black substance was carried by runoff, it should thin out here.
We'd need to examine the cellular architecture under light microscopy. If it's fecal in origin, You'll see fragmented plant cells, microbial colonies.
How long do we
If
have
it's
left on this?
secreted
Okay.
tissue, you'll find organized structures, glandular cells, protein matrices.
So you're looking for intent again, design versus waste.
Precisely. If it's a bodily secretion or there's an
All
enzymatic
right.
agent involved, histology will show proteins, crystallized enzymes, or storage vesicles.
Let me run something by you, Jerry.
Sure.
Is it possible that this substance is a kind of venom?
Oh,
There
Picture
we
it like
go.
this. That substance behaving like a hunting aid. If it can be expelled accurately,
We're
it
make-
explains the splatter height and why a man lost his
We're finally starting to make connections here.
footing so fast. A blinding or incapacitating agent meant to immobilize a prey item without a prolonged struggle.
venom as a projectile.
Yes, spitting cobra style.
That would require specialized anatomy, not something that appears accidentally. Fossil records never suggested it. But I will admit our animals are already diverged from expectation.
We
Yes.
sedate one and conduct exploratory surgery. Check the maxilla, the jawline, the neck. If there are glands, ducts, anything resembling a storage structure, people are getting hurt because we're assuming
Why
limits that
am I
may not exist.
cheesed?
Muldoon, you know,
Chaotic, why? Why'd you cheese me?
The knife for the sake of exploration.
True, but let's say he's on board and we confirm anything even close to the idea of these animals
And also,
being
hello.
venomous. Containment protocols must change immediately. The river crews
I'll
cannot
just sit
stay
here with
as it
cheese
is.
on my face. I
Open
did
boats filled with people.
More
If
cheese.
These animals can project something outward. Distance and shielding become mandatory.
all the cheese. Got it.
You all right, Muldoon?
Yeah, Jerry. Compies.
Ah, the cleanup crew are there.
They're feeding on something, Jerry.
Oh, look, there's the black
It's
stuff.
like hatchling birds. And Jerry, there's that same black substance.
Ah,
Small
the.
prey wouldn't require physical
Are you done throwing stuff at me? The little chickens.
restraint.
Yes.
This aligns far more with envenomation than blunt force predation.
If the Dilophosaurs
Yeah.
did this, they didn't need to chase or climb. They
Well, we're gonna pause this as the pink fluffy unicorn comes in here. Unicorns dancing on rainbows. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. What a time for the pink fluffy unicorn to come in. With dead baby birds. Who have been attacked by venom.
let this substance do the work.
Venom used on prey implies a deliberate targeting behavior. Enough to kill birds, possibly enough to paralyze a man.
That means we're done pretending this is theoretical.
These little
Birds
guys are just
today,
like, I don't
workers
care about
tomorrow.
you.
Get
I'm gonna
after
numb.
that if we're careless. This confirms it for me.
Ooh, what you
These
get
animals
some
are
waffle
hunted
fries.
with more than teeth
Chaotic
and claws.
Skeeve
and the park is
got
not
some
designed
waffle
for predators
fries.
that hunt from a
Those are
distance.
good.
And watch yourself around the compies. Don't let them nip you.
This is one of 7 lookout points along the length of the jungle.
So, I have to wonder how the combies came to be just everywhere. Because they're like the cleanup crew, basically. Like, something dies, the combies get there. But, was that intentional? I don't think that was intentional. So, therefore, they tried to contain them, most likely, at some point. And they then proceeded to get out of containment. And they say like all the dinosaurs are like perfectly accounted for. Are the combies accounted for? They're like squirrels. Yeah, they're like they like you can't really contain them. So, are they part of the accounted dinosaurs? And are they just like constantly releasing new combies? Like what is the life expectancy of a combi? So are they basically just constantly just like as they grow up they just open the back door and just shoo them out? Now, because there's no point in containing them? Yeah, and then you have the problem of like contamination of like their waste in the park. And as mentioned right here, right before I paused, be careful, don't let them nip at you, because even these guys can be dangerous and can take down a person if enough of them start ganging up on you. So they just have literal predators roaming freely throughout the park. That's a safety hazard. You know what we should have had? We should have had a safety hazard count when we started this, because oh boy, it would be in the hundreds by now.
Jungle River throughout
Maybe
the
if I go
park.
through and edit this, I'll
This
do a
one
safety
peers into the
hazard
Dilophosaur
count.
enclosure specifically, but the others look out onto sauropods,
Every single one I count, I call out.
Etc., with the river eventually winding through the aviary. Still far from completion, but the general idea is guests can join the river cruise at any one of these 7 entry points, board a raft, and sail past several enclosures to get that up-close and personal experience that Hammond wants for all his guests. There's still a boarding ramp and jetty and things to add here, with the date of completion being somewhere before the end of next year. Yet regarding the Dilos specifically, Hammond definitely won't be thrilled about the idea of having large segments of this ride change so drastically.
Yeah,
He's
you
always
can't
said
have
that he doesn't
venom
want
spitting
his guests to
dinos
feel
on the
like they're
boat tour.
watching animals in a zoo. Getting them close to the animals is something he won't budge on. He always says everyone in the world has a right to enjoy these animals. Enjoy being the key word, not just view them, but enjoy them. But with safety in mind, either some sort of glass barricade needs to be erected alongside the
Bring in the
fences
glass!
to prevent the Dilophosaurs from shooting guests in the face with what is potentially venom. Or the rafts used on the Jungle River ride need to be enclosed. Both options call for divorcing the park visitor from the attraction. And if I know Hammond, which I do very well, he won't want to explore either option. I've got some
I say
movement
bring in
there.
the
One of
glass.
the Dilos might be taking a swim, which is rare. They can swim, but all the workers here have never spotted one actually crossing water. So this might be a first.
Well, I can't see anything. I don't know about you guys.
No
Oh, wait.
way.
There we are. Hang on a second. I don't think that was the right type of dinosaur. Everyone, I think that was the wrong type of dinosaur. I think we found another one. I think we found another raptor. Anyways, this was uploaded 12 hours ago. This is an ongoing series. I don't know when the next one's going to be uploaded, but we're all caught up. That was the last one that's currently uploaded. I know there's other stuff that's been uploaded for this. I'm already running late. So, we're going to find someone to send you guys off to. But we got through it. We did it. We made it. So let's head over here. Real fast here. I'm gonna move myself, hang on. And I need to move this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Let me get my music back. There you guys go. All right. So, you guys have been and you guys seem to be enjoying this. Like I said, I don't know when the next video is going to be for coming out for the dinos. Not a clue for that one. I have no control over that, so we'll see about that one whenever that comes out. I'll keep an eye on it. We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see when that comes out. But if you guys enjoyed this, I will see about doing we'll go look at something different maybe next Friday. I think do you guys like that plan? Fridays we'll look at and like break down and talk about sort of like spooky series, like found footage, ARGs, that type of stuff. You guys like the plan for that? Does that sound like a plan? Yeah? You guys like that? Alright. I'm gonna look for someone to send you guys on off to now. Let me see who's on. Let me see who's around. Oh! Shiri is on. He is playing some Beat Saber. You can usually request songs over there. So, you guys get to go there, have fun, listen to music, watch him shake his tails, quite literally. How's that sound? And like I said, you can usually request songs from him. He has like, there's a lot of songs that you can go request from him. Let me get this thing set up so I can follow you guys on over. There we go. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna send you guys off for there. Go have fun. Go be kind. Go be nice. As always. Go be as chaotic as you're allowed to be. Go give him like a crazy song to try out. So go. There is the raid message. I will see you guys all on Monday. For sure. I might do a stream like late at night. Some point tonight, tomorrow, who knows. Night streams are gonna be sporadic, as I said before. There's no promises for them. But you guys wanted me to stream them everywhere, so therefore I will. I'm gonna... if I can speak and say goodbye, I would be preferred. But I will see you guys all whenever you find your way back in here. Have a wonderful weekend if I don't see you. If I do see you, it'll probably be late at night. And I'll probably be doing Minecraft. But with that, take care of yourselves. Eat, sleep, drink. Have a wonderful weekend. And this is where I kick you out. Goodbye.